Yeah, if for some reason you still play FIFA 17 or you want to get ready for FIFA 18, check out my coin sponsor in the description, MMOJH, and use the code HABER to get yourself a discount on all of your purchases. Yo, before this video starts, just want to quickly say a massive shout out to Best Cheap Stock. I'll leave a link in the description. This is not a paid advertisement at all. They just sent me out a couple of the jerseys and an Orlando's like tracksuit, like the whole thing, the trackies and the thing. So I just want to say thank you to them by leaving a link in the description. They gave me a code as well for you guys to get a discount. I want to make this really clear. This is not paid promotion. I'm not being paid in any way, but I genuinely like the product, so I thought I'd leave a link in the description. So let's get into the video. How's it going, lads, and welcome back to a new video. Today we're doing FIFA 18 Player of the Month for August. Now last year, August's Player of the Month was in FIFA 17 and it was Raheem Sterling, if you guys remember. So I thought I'd make a video investing for the SBC for FIFA 18. Now this FIFA, I'm planning on going hard with the investment videos. I sort of dropped off a bit towards Christmas time last year, and I fully regret it. I'm going hard with the investing, hard with the trading, and hopefully you guys are going to make a ton of coins, because that is the aim. I'm going to be doing a Road to Glory myself, so all the things I do on my main channel will be implemented into the Road to Glory with investing and trading. So yeah, there's a lot on the line this time. It's not just me losing coins, it's everyone losing coins, the Road to Glory losing coins. It's not going to happen. Anyway, here we go. So just want to quickly point a few things out. Now, the first player of the month is usually fairly cheap, and I say usually. Last year, the Sterling one was fairly cheap. It was about 50 to 100k before people clocked on to they could price fix players. It was quite cheap. I did it for about 50k last year. People were doing it for about 100k. Now, I don't know if that's because it was the first time SBCs had ever been implemented, or it's just the first SBC of the year and people don't have that many coins. But the first one is usually quite cheap. So if you guys can jump on it and invest quickly, then they might rise as the Player of the Month SBC comes out. Because last year what happened was Sterling came out. It was about 50 to 100k when it first came out, and then it rose about 50k because people were buying Fernandinho's and stuff like that, and they went really high in price. So hopefully with my tips you guys can make a little bit of coins this year, and I'm hoping to make a little bit of coins as well, so let's do it together. Now, the best advice I could give you is investing as early as possible. Maybe you don't have too many coins on the web app. I just put some FIFA points on the early access and hopefully get enough coins so I can invest when the full game is out and when the SBC comes out. So the first player we're doing is Henrik Mkhitaryan. Now, he's had 5 assists in 3 games for Man United. We've had 3-game win streak, completely unbeaten, and he's played incredibly for Man United. He's been a key player for our team and definitely deserves Player of the Month. And I think this is the strongest candidate. In my opinion, this is the one that could definitely get it. Now, I think Premier League do voting on their website anyway, so I'll let you know when that comes out as well. But as far as I'm aware, in my opinion, Mkhitaryan is definitely the most deserving candidate, and that's not biased at all. There is another Man United player in here, so I could say the other one is, but definitely Mkhitaryan. So I'll give him 83 pace, 92 dribbling, 84 shooting, 56 defending, 91 passing, and 85 physical. And in my opinion, you should invest in high-rated Premier League players. So, for example, 83 to 86 to 87 rated players, something like that. You know, your Santi Cazorlas, David Silvas, Petr Cechs, people like that aren't hugely expensive, but they're quite high rated, just in case there is a high rated part of the SBC. I'd also say that Manchester United players are decent. Armenian players might be good as well. You might have a requirement where you need 2 or 3 Armenian players. There are a few in the game, so that might be a good shout for you guys. Pick up a few Armenian players, get them into the mix just in case. It's always nice to be careful, and also selling in the hype might be a good idea for this one, as well as possibly getting some of the opponents that Man United have played in the last 3 games for August. For example, Everton, West Ham, Leicester. Those 3 maybe. You guys can pick up some Leicester players, some West Ham players, or some Everton players, depending on what you guys want. Ignore me, not on about Everton. West Ham, Swansea and Leicester players. No Everton involved. I always get that fucked up. Whenever there's a blue kit, I think Everton instantly, and I don't know why, it's just something in my brain. So it's Leicester, West Ham, Swansea. They're the 3 opponents. Forget Everton. We'll move on to that soon. Everton's in the video, and this is why I messed up. But yeah. Next up is player number 2, Romelu Lukaku. Now, he's had 3 goals in the last 3 games for Manchester United and been a key striker for our club. And in my opinion, the second better player that we've had this season. I think Mkhitaryan's definitely been first. Then Lukaku. Martial's in there somewhere with Pogba. Yeah, anyway, you guys don't care about that. So, Lukaku scored 3 in our first 3 games, and of course, we've had that unbeaten 3-game win streak, which is really nice. So, what I'd say is invest in Belgian players from the Premier League as well. Maybe Marion Fellaini might be a good shout. Courtois is definitely a good shout if you guys can afford it. People like was about to say Eden Hazard then, but that makes no sense. Why would you invest in Eden Hazard? Toby Alderweireld, Vertonghen will be good shouts as well. Those two pretty decent. Defoe might be a good shout if he's upgraded this year to maybe an 80 or an 81. Players like that, invest in those players in the Premier League, as well as this is where Everton comes in. This is what I got mixed up with. Invest in some Everton players, some West Brom players, and some Chelsea players. I believe they're the 3 past clubs that Lukaku played for in the Premier League. Might be a good shout if they do like a past club thing. Maybe some... Was it Anderlecht he played for? I'm not 100% sure on that one, but definitely Everton, West Brom and Chelsea if you guys want to invest in those, because they're the past clubs that he's played for, and you might get a past clubs SBC, so that might be a good shout. Next up is Marcos Alonso for Chelsea. Now, from left wing back, he's actually scored 2 in 3 games, which I think is pretty decent, and as far as I'm aware, he's been playing decent for Chelsea. They've played 3, they've actually won 2 and lost 1, so he's actually not kept a clean sheet for one of his games, but he's kept 1 clean sheet so far and scored 2. So from a defender's point of view, in my opinion, that's actually pretty decent and definitely could be in to get a player of the month. Although I do think it's fixated on Mkhitaryan. I think he's a good shout. It might be a good shout just to invest a little bit in, if you guys can afford it, that is. I'd say invest in Spanish players, Chelsea players, and some medium to high rated, some 80 to 84s. It's unlikely that he'll get it, but if he maybe of enough chance does get it, because sometimes the player that you least expect gets it, because it comes mainly to a vote between players, coaches and commentators and people like that in the Premier League. You never know, he could potentially get it, so it might be a good idea to invest a tiny bit in there just in case, but you know, I'm putting most of my eggs in the basket of Mkhitaryan. Next up, we have Roberto Firmino. Now, in 3 games, he scored 2 goals and got 2 assists, which is pretty impressive in the 2 wins and 1 draw that Liverpool have had in the first 3 games of the season. Obviously, they had that big win over Arsenal as well, and he contributed to that. And in my opinion, could definitely get a Player of the Month card. Now, people have overlooked Firmino, in my opinion. 2 goals and 2 assists in 3 games is pretty good in my opinion, and I keep saying that. Stop saying in my opinion, but 2 goals and 2 assists in 3 games is pretty decent. And I definitely think he could get a Player of the Month card if it comes down to it, because he should definitely be in the running. And going up against people like Lukaku, who's had 4 goal contributions to his 3. Obviously, Mkhitaryan's had 5, and like I said, Mkhitaryan I think will win. But it might be a decent idea to invest in some Brazilians, maybe some Liverpool players as well. Coutinho might be a good pickup, like the perfect link, it might be a good shout. So there are a few players that I would personally pick up if I do have a coins. Now, I do plan on spending maybe like 24 to 36,000. I'm not going too hard at the start, I'm only going small, 24, 36k FIFA points, something like that for the start. Then when October rolls around, I'm seeing if Team of the Year is in October, because if it does, then I'll drop hard FIFA points there for Team of the Year. But I might have enough coins to invest slightly in the last couple of players, in which I might do. It might be a good shout just to do that just in case, or maybe save some players from your starter packs as well. Yo lads, so I'm editing this video back and I kind of just realised I sort of touched upon something and didn't really go into detail, so I thought I'd put it here for the people that have made it this far in the video already, and it's talking about selling within the hype. Now, it's going to be a little bit different when the game drops. In my personal opinion, this is not fact, this is just my opinion, I think it's going to be the best time to sell just after EA Access drops, when people are going to be dropping FIFA points, maybe 2 days later, because that's when people are going to start buying as many players as they can as investment. I think that's probably the best time, when people have already dropped FIFA points on the EA Access and they're going to start buying players up, because usually what happens is they sell players that they've packed, try and make as many coins as possible, then they look to invest those coins after, maybe like 2 or 3 days later. That's probably when the players' prices are going to rise. So if I were you guys, I'd personally probably sell your investments then, or sell most of them then, just to be safe, just to make sure you've got some coins in the bank from them if they've rose enough. And if they're not, obviously then wait a little bit longer, and when the SBC drops, sell them then. So I thought I'd put this in the video there, because a lot of people always say that I don't mention it enough in my videos, so hopefully I've mentioned it enough now. Thank you all for watching this. Let's get into the last one. Last but not least, we have Sadio Mane, who scored 3 in the 3 games Liverpool have played, and he's been a key player in their unbeaten streak this season with 2 wins and 1 draw. Now, for this, I'd personally invest in some Senegalese players, some Liverpool players, maybe some Southampton players, because he used to play for Southampton, if you remember, and just group this together. Maybe some sort of higher rated players as well. If he does get Player of the Month, it will look sort of like this, maybe like 85, 86 rate. I think he could get an 84 base card, which is decent, and I think is definitely worth investing just in case, because I definitely intend on doing all of these Player of the Months when they come out. I'm very excited for it, and hopefully you guys are too. We can make a lot of coins on these investing. So that pretty much brings me to the end of the video. These are the 5 players that I did pick out for Player of the Month candidates. Hopefully you guys got the similar sort of candidates to me. There are a few of the people that have made videos on YouTube that have similar candidates, maybe not the same, maybe different, but hopefully mine are a little bit more diverse and I'll give you reasons why you should invest in them. So if you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below, subscribe if you guys are new around here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you lads later.